Okay, thank you.
Okay. So hi
Yes, I will
everyone.
start. Sorry, Mr. Marge, I have an introduction here. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone, and please allow me, Muhammad Najjar, to welcome you all to the fourth annual English Language Conference 2026, jointly organized by the Queen Rania Teacher Academy and Georgia State University. This year's conference theme, Inclusive English Teaching in a Changing World, reflects our shared commitment to creating learning environments where every student feels seen, valued, and empowered to succeed. Over the course of this conference, educators, researchers, and practitioners from around the world are coming together to exchange ideas, share experiences, and explore innovative approaches to English language teaching in today's rapidly evolving educational landscape. At QRTA, the mission has always centered in empowering educators and improving the quality of teaching and learning through professional development, collaboration, and innovation. Together with the GSU, this partnership continues to build bridges between global expertise and local educational impact, making this conference an important platform for meaningful dialogue and professional growth. Before we begin, I would like to encourage everyone to actively participate in today's session. As you listen to the presentation, please feel free to prepare your questions and share them in the chat box throughout the session. We will have Q&A segments at the end where the speaker will address as many of your questions and comments as possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Marge Joseph Sardo. Mr. Marge is a licensed professional teacher and assistant language teacher in Japan, Tokyo Metropolitan Chihaya High School, and JALT Tokyo chapter. He is pursuing graduate studies in educational technology and English language teaching. His work focuses on AI integrated language education, instructional design, and edtech research, particularly generative AI literacy in international English learning contexts. Today's speaker will cover the topic of using the BALUT framework and AI to support inclusive and structured discussions in EFL classrooms. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Marge, and inshallah we'll start by now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Hi everyone. Thank you for attending my session for tonight. This will be quick, but I hope you'll get something from this one. Okay, so let me start with a video. Okay, so please let me know if the video has a sound.
There's a duck embryo inside this.
Mr. Marge, there is
Okay,
no
wow.
sound.
I need to try this one.
Right, so I'll begin again.
There's a duck embryo inside this.
Yes.
Okay, wow. I need to try this one. Perfect. You just crack it here. Thank you, boss. Oh, wow, I can see it already. Okay, soup. It's okay, yeah, very eggy, a little bit salty. Oh, look at this. Whoa.
Wow.
It's a good one.
Yes.
I take it out?
It's up to you. If you want, you can put the salt.
Okay, I will. Here is the balut. The duck embryo here. Looks very interesting, not gonna lie. You dip it in the salt.
Yeah, just a
little bit. Into the salt, and then you squirt this on. Okay, let's go for it. Duck embryo, here we go. Oh, if you don't look at it, it's much better. It's actually not too bad. If you don't look at what you're eating, look at this. Insides of a small duck. No double dipping. I'll do the spoon. You can see a little eyeball there. Vinegar on my shoe. No, master wrap. Overall, 7 out of 10.
Okay, so that is one example of a video of a foreigner eating what we call balut. So I just have one question that I would like to ask to everyone. So I assume that everyone here is an educator or a teacher, and I want to ask, what would your students say or think about this? So I'll give you maybe a minute to respond. Again, the question is, what would your students say or think about this one?
Sorry,
So-
Mr. Marge, but I'm not sure if the participants had watched the movie or the clip you have.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
is it
No, we watched
Yes.
it actually. Yeah.
You watch it. Okay,
Yeah, it was
excellent.
clear. Yeah.
Okay, you
Thank you
can
so
use the
much.
chat box for your answers. Sorry.
All right. So what do you think, or what would your students say, or even you yourself? You can also answer if you first see this video. Okay. Let me check. All right. So I believe Mr. Jabawi mentioned that this one, I believe that they will be surprised. Yes. Some students will say it's a new experience, of course. That's true. And it will be culturally different. That is correct. Yeah. So, when I show this video to my students, my role as an assistant language teacher is to help the students gain English skills and at the same time share my culture, as I am not from Japan, I'm from the Philippines. And yeah, what is he talking about? Yeah, some students or some teachers might find this confusing. But what I showed here is an example of a Filipino street food that is very popular in the Philippines and a lot of foreigners might not try. So we call this balut. So balut is a boiled egg with a duck embryo inside. It's a popular local Filipino street food rooted in our everyday's life. When I first shared this culture to my students, the first thing that I heard is the word uh, hidoy, or the word iyo in English. So a lot of students were scared, or some of them find that balut is not really something normal to their culture. And as a Filipino, it's not really hurtful, but I guess it's a good topic to discuss because a lot of cultures in different countries might not be usual, or might feel unusual and unnatural to some students, and their reaction will say a lot about that one. So, as a Filipino who will share my culture, I wanted to explain why this is culturally relevant in my country, but I was not given a chance to somehow explain. The teacher only asked about the student's reaction, the main teacher. So I'm just the assistant teacher. And a lot of the students find it not really good. So I found an opportunity for everyone to somehow make an activity about this one. So my title is Using Balut Framework and AI to Support Inclusive and Structured Discussions in EFL Classrooms. So for the session outcomes, at the end of the workshop, participants will be able to make use of the Balut Framework, which is inspired with the video that I have shown earlier. And this framework will be used to structure EFL classroom discussions, especially if if your topic is about culture or other issues that other countries might find um, unnatural or somehow scary to them. And at the same time, as English teacher, my students don't have a lot of English, and they have a very low proficiency when it comes to English speaking, writing, and etc. So I have provided sentence frame to support the lower proficiency students. And of course, AI as a scaffold to refine language, support question generation, and explain some concepts. So moving on to the background, like what I said, if you ask a student about some specific topics that they will somehow discuss or share in a group, a lot of low level students might not participate that much, or they will reply in a very short and a very low level English, which is fine, which is okay. But in EFL discussions, we try to have students provide a lot of their responses so that they can communicate well with others. So, and I find this one as a problem. So a lot of my students whom I assist, usually they don't talk too much or they don't have any idea of what they say or what they're going to say. So I discovered some readings that structured discussion, or the main reason why they don't have any participation is that they don't have any structures at all. And we all know that structure is very important in a lot of ways. In learning, in research, structure is an important thing. And at the same time, since they have a lot of technology around them, AI is also a great opportunity for them to use, to be able to train or to be able for them to build their English skills. So a lot of research prove that this structured discussion and AI scaffold can help and increase engagement and participation in EFL discussions. So my response is I was inspired to create a BALUT framework and partner it with the AI support. Okay, so a lot of you might not know what BALUT framework is, and I'm gonna explain it very fast what the inspiration is all about. So as you can see, a balut is a boiled egg with a baby duck or an duck embryo inside. So we boil this one and we eat it with salt and vinegar usually, and it's a snack in the Philippines. So I was inspired to make layers about this one. So we have a lot of when we boil an egg, we usually take the shell and a piece of the skin inside the egg, and then we have the white part and the yolk. So in balut, we have just a similar thing. So we have the shell, and I make use of the layers and convert it in a way the students will understand this. So yeah, as we all know, the shell is the first thing that we can see inside a balut. So, or in a balut. So it's in communication, I treated this as the first impression. So if a student see a culture that is very new, you will hear or see their first impression. And then we have the air pocket. Once you open the egg, you will see a bit of an air pocket there. So it's usually an extra air for support. And I can say that in communication, it's a way for student to pause and think about their reaction or first impression. And moving on to the next part is the soup. Once you remove the air pocket or the skin that is between the air pocket and the shell, you will have a small amount of soup that is in there. And this soup has a lot of flavor. And I can say that this one, since this is the first thing that you can taste, it also acts as the initial understanding of when the students are trying to communicate what they saw in a specific culture. Moving on is the baby duck itself. So a lot of people might find the baby duck as unusual because a boiled egg with a baby duck inside is not really natural. So yeah, I treated this in communication as a sensitive or hard topic part of communication. And finally, we have the most favorite part of an egg, which is the yolk. A lot of us likes the yolk, and it's like the safest and the flavorful part of the egg. And I treat this as a core insight in communication. So this bullet framework is inspired into and is divided into layers, wherein I translated the layers into something useful in communication. And that is where the balut started, wherein the shell is the beginning reaction or begin. So it's where the students have their first reaction. And air pocket is a bit of a pose where students will analyze what they have, what they showed, or any reaction that they have. And then we have the L or learn. I hope you can see the L here. But L stands for learn, wherein they have to somehow think about what they originally or initially know about this one. The baby duck is the unpack, wherein students will have a chance to ask questions so that the concepts or the questions that they have will be more clear. And finally, the yoke, the thread, wherein the students will be able to find connections between what they know and what is the culture is all about, and find if they have similar culture that they can share. And this balut framework is also anchored to the SDG 4.7.1 Global Citizenship Competencies. So I was able to find an anchorage wherein this 5 steps or 5 layers of the balut framework is also anchored to the 5 competencies of the SDG 4.7. So begin is for knowledge of various perspectives. Analyze is the knowledge of cultural difference and similarities. Soup is the skill of research. Unpack is the skill of questioning, and thread for the skill of mind mapping. Right. So that is what the BALUT framework is all about. It's an inspired cultural layer wherein it is translated into a step-by-step communication or thinking for the students to be able to increase their engagement in EFL discussions. Right. So this is the example of BALUT framework in the classroom. So I translated the layers into a worksheet wherein the students will able to find out or to write down what they're thinking so that they will be guided whenever they have EFL communications. So as you can see here, we have a simple worksheet wherein there's a simple instruction where the students will answer each discussion stages using simple English, and they can use helpful phrases and model examples, which is available in this one. So we have helpful phrases for begin. You can say here, I feel, or my reaction is, other people may feel. So this begin stage is translated also into a helpful questions where students can easily understand what you're going to answer. So the first one, begin, ask the question, what is your reaction and how do you think other people might react? And then the students can use the helpful phrases, I feel, etc. So it depends on how the students will answer this one, but most importantly, you need to provide the topic or idea that they're going to have. So in my case, it's Filipinos eating with their hands. This is another food culture that the Filipino has. So we eat by our hands or with our hands, and it's a good topic for students to understand the difference between their culture and our culture. So this is very timely, I think. So students can have a thoughtful and insightful consideration when it comes to communication. Okay, so since this is the main framework, this is as easy as it gets. So yeah, if you have some questions, you can also ask the questions in this chat box. So moving on to the next one. Right, so for the workshop proper, I prepared a simple workshop wherein you could think of a culture or idea of your country that you might think will be unusual or new for others. And you can also write it down and scan the QR code to access the worksheet. So the worksheet is available in a Padlet website. And then you can also complete the worksheet and upload it to the Padlet website that I mentioned. Right, so I also would like to give you the AI support. So while you are going to do this one is the AI discussion assistant that I made, or AID. So AID is a simple AI support wherein you can choose a stage and use AI discussion assistant to improve your sentences, ask questions, or explain ideas. So I will show you what the AI support is. So I used Gemini as my main AI discussion assistant software. And then I also have the AI report sheet and a bit of AID or AID protocol, wherein students will have to assist, improve, and disclose that they use AI. So I would like to share to you how everything works. So this is my AI assistant, discussion assistant. So as a teacher, we can use and utilize AI. So I have a prompt here that I made. So it will be guided. So whenever I use AI, so for example, I wanted to start asking AI. So this will serve as just a support. And this AI is anchored to the BALUT framework. So it will show you the topic of or the idea of the culture first. So say for example, like what I said, Filipinos eating with their hands. And then it will show you the step-by-step procedure of how it can help you with the BALUT framework. So yeah. So it will show you that the discussion will start with the framework. I'm sorry, am I audible? Okay. So, oh yeah. First, the topic. So this is the demo the demo site. Yeah. And then when you insert the topic, it will ask you which stage would you like to be, you choose so that the AI will assist you on this part. Okay. So like what I said before, you can access the worksheet at this QR code. So if you are able to scan this out, you will be redirected to this website here. And this will be the worksheet. So the instruction is also there and the worksheet is here. So once you click the worksheet and download this one, you will be able to access the worksheet that you can use at this one. Yeah. You can insert your name there, the topic or any culture that you can think of, and you can type your answers here. And also the model is also here. And if you use the AI as assistant, you can use this AI support reflection. All right. So if you have time, you can download this one again by accessing the link that I shared. So if you wanted to access also the AI assistant, the QR code is also here. So you can also scan this out and it will redirect to the website of the AI that you can use. And I made sure that the AI will only focus on the task that the students will have to do. So if you're going to ask the AI itself, say for example, you will ask AI to do it or to finish, say for example, I'll choose begin or say learn. So since the AI is asking me which step would I like to have the support, so it will show you the stage and then the sentences that you can use to start with. And then, yeah, it will ask you questions. So students will have their own answer. If I say, answer it for me, the AI won't do that. So it will ask the student to do it. So it says here, I'm your discussion assistant and I'm here to ask as a collaborative partner, etc. So it will ask the student to elicit or to give their own answer. Yeah, so that is how the AI will work and also the framework. So students will be guided on how they can have a conversation and at the same time be assisted by AI. Okay. Right, so can I receive a heart reaction or a thumbs up reaction if you're able to follow what I mentioned earlier? So if you are able to, okay. The link to the worksheet, okay, I'm really sorry about this one. Okay. This is the worksheet. I'm not sure if I can, okay. So I think the worksheet is here. Okay. I think I can also send the link to the chat so everyone can access it. Okay, thank you so much. All right. So it was also sent in the chat box. Thank you for sending it. So you can also access that one. Okay. So if you're able to finish the worksheet, you can just upload it on there. So this Padlet will also serve as our repository or collection of cultural ideas from around the world. So if you have any ideas, you can upload it here and I can check it out for you. So everyone can have the access for this one. And also, inside the worksheet, you can also find the AI report sheet. So it is also important because if students will use the AI, they need to report it. So the worksheet or the AI support reflection has a lot of stages. So students can choose which stage they used AI for. So examples this I use AI for analyze, etc. It also has a sentence or a sentence frame or a guide here, so they can start with using this one, and then the original sentence before and the new sentence after. Right. So they can also mention the changes that happened and also if they find AI as helpful or not, and etc. So the simple protocol is also mentioned here at the ending. Right. Okay, so the Gemini link is here. Okay. Uh, for a while. So I will send you the Gemini link here as well. Okay. Yes. Welcome. All right. So yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'll proceed with the other details of the presentation. So yeah, going back, this is the AI support that I have. AI as a support, we need to reiterate and to ask the students and to tell them that AI is just a support and they will still be the ones who will create their will fill out the framework. And also the protocol is also mentioned in the worksheet. So aid protocol where AI is used only for assistance, improvement, and they need to disclose that they use AI. So here is a sample rubric. If someone will ask, how will you evaluate the responses of the student? So this is just an example of a sample rubric where the stages are here and the expectations should also be here. And yeah, so I think that's it for my presentation. So if you wanted to receive some of the things, you can also answer the evaluation form, which is helpful for me so I can improve the AI part or the worksheet part. So yeah, if you can scan this evaluation form, and I can also send it to the chat. I'm sorry, chat box. So
So Marge, we are waiting for other questions from the participants if they like.
yes,
We are ready to receive their questions.
okay, yes. Okay, so questions, were you able to use this with your class? Okay, how was the reception? What challenges did you face while applying this framework? Okay, so like what I mentioned, I'm just an assistant language teacher and my school is not really open with AI. So this is I applied this one to a sample school with a conference wherein the participants are the teachers. So this is just a preliminary project that I have. So if you were able to apply this in your classroom, I would be willing to hear from you what the challenges have. But for now, all I can say is this is an initial project, and this was inspired basically with what happened to my class. So yeah, if I can also provide some insights of what the challenges are the first one is of course if the school will allow you to use AI. So it's a case to case basis. A lot of schools are not welcoming AI for now. That's the first challenge that they have. And another one is in AI itself, some challenges might be, say, for example, if you ask this AI to use an image or make an image of something without any prompt, even though I have this discussion assistant prompt that I made, it will still have its own functions that we cannot control. So say, for example, creating image, it will do images, but mainly you need to prompt the students to use the AI based on the worksheet itself. So they just need to follow what the AI is asking them to do. Like, for example, the first thing that the AI will ask is the topic. So you can just say at first that you can students can say hi, so that the first prompt will like reveal itself. Like this AI will ask about the topic or start or anything that will trigger the prompt. So if they say make an image, it will make an image out of nowhere. But if they say hi or hello or start, this will be the first thing that the students will see. So yeah, limit the topic as possible. Okay. Any other questions so far?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes,
Alaikum
please.
salam.
Sorry, but I couldn't see the rise, your hand. So mainly I just jump into the, to the dialogue. First of all, thank you, Mr. Mark, for this unique presentation. My question is, can I adapt it to other aspects? Let's say that I'm my job is like gender advisor in education program, so mainly it's connected to school, but also for teachers, okay, developing teacher and so on. So how can I adapt this when I want to, let's say, integrate the perspective of gender and applying gender in our schools?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Balut is mainly made for culture.
So,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
no,
So
okay.
Balut is mainly made for cultural discussions, but luckily, the Balut framework itself is adaptable to other topics, like what I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first, it's the same. You just need to mention some issues, or say, for example, the topic. If you will say about gender, and a lot of them will react on what you mentioned or what the issue is all about. So they can also
Mm-hmm.
use these stages. Say, for example, begin. They will start first with their own reaction, the real reaction that they have, and then they can also use the analyze part, wherein they will analyze why did they have this kind of reaction. Is it the same with, is it normal in in their aspect? Is it something that they have experience about? So it's the same, but you can also omit some stages if it's not really, like, if you're gonna force everything in the stages and it's not really applicable, it's fine. You can omit, or you can also add a bit of other stages that you wanted to add. So yeah, I think this is a bit adaptable to that specific part, but of course, you need to revise the worksheets and the AI prompts that you need to have, because this AI prompt is very particular with culture as of now. But you can use gems. If you're familiar with Gemini gems, you can prompt and use the prompt and somehow make it adaptable to what the topic is all about. So yeah, I use the gems AI, so you can also make any revisions. Like in here's in this part, you can add your the context of what you're gonna talk about, so that the AI will also have this specific coverage with your concept. Okay, I hope I
Yes,
answered.
Marge, thank you.
Thank you
Dr.
so
Samahar,
much.
if you have, thank you, Dr. Samahar.
Thank you.
Because we are short of time, I would thank you, Mark, for your such insightful and engaging session. Your perspective on BALUT framework, which helps learners of English to discuss, to improve their language and the different skills they have. I would also like to thank our audience for their active participants and participation and thoughtful encouragement throughout the session. We hope today's discussion inspires new ideas, meaningful conversation, and continued collaboration among educators and professionals in our field. On the behalf of our Queen Rania Teacher Academy and Georgia State University, thank you for your being part of the 4th Annual English Language Conference 2026, and we will look forward to seeing you in the next sessions that we are moving now to, and we wish you a productive and inspiring conference experience. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much. If you wanted to connect or ask something, I have my link in my screen. Thank you so much.